What's up everybody, I'm Logan from Sleepopolis.com, and today I'll be reviewing the Molecule M1 mattress. I'll go over the firmness of the bed, what it's made of, run some tests, compare it to the Molecule M2, and finally give my pros and cons. But to start out, I want to talk about what the Molecule M1 feels like. Now the first thing I like to look at when talking about the feel of a mattress is the support level, and I'm going to give the Molecule M1 a 6.5 out of 10 on the firmness scale. That means it's a nice medium mix of support and pressure relief. When I was lying down on my back, my weight's evenly distributed in this position. I did feel like it was doing a pretty good job of supporting my weight. I did feel like myself sinking into the memory foam kind of comfort layer on top, so you do get a little bit of contouring, but there's still nice support for the hips in this position, so that's a nice benefit there. When I'm rolling around and changing positions, the memory foam does have a slow response to pressure, so you might feel kind of a little bit of a stuck feeling in the mattress while you're changing positions. There's definitely more sinking into the mattress than on top of it. It wasn't too bad, but that is something to look out for if you're more used to a mattress with a bit more bounce, something like that. Now, when I rolled onto my side, what I'm really looking for here is nice pressure relief, especially at the shoulders, which can be a problem area for a lot of side sleepers. I thought that the M1 did a pretty good job of allowing me to sink in for pressure relief. I didn't feel jammed up in that position. Another bonus on the M1 is that it is zoned for support in the mattress, so it's going to give you firmer support around the hips, which is going to help keep them from sinking into the mattress, while the shoulders are allowed to sink deeper into the mattress. That's going to help with nice side sleeping spinal alignment. I was pretty happy with the M1 while I was lying on my side. And then finally, rolling onto my stomach, what I'm looking for here is strong support at the hips so that they don't sink too far into the mattress, so you don't get that weird bow in your back if you're sleeping on your stomach. Now, if you are a really strict stomach sleeper, I would tend to tell you to kind of stay away from memory foam mattresses in general, because they do kind of let you sink in quite a bit. If you are a combo sleeper that rolls onto your stomach for a portion of the night, I think you're going to be okay here. I was actually pretty happy with the hip support on the M1. And to give you a better idea of what the Molecule M1 is all about, I've pulled the cover back to let you see the materials used and the layers of it. Now the cover is a polyester cover. It's got kind of a thick, cozy feeling to it. Other than that, nothing really to write home about. Now below that, we have the comfort layer of the mattress. It is 2 inches of memory foam. You can see that slow response to pressure there. That's going to give you that classic contouring feel. You're going to sink into this layer for some nice pressure relief. Something to watch out for though is that memory foam can be known to trap a bit of body heat, causing you to overheat during the middle of the night. So that's just something you might want to be careful of when looking at memory foam mattresses in general. Now below that, we have the transition layer of the mattress. It is a polyfoam. You can see that quicker response to pressure. It is a bit firmer than the layer on top of it, this memory foam layer, so you're going to start to get some cradling support as you're moving from the softer comfort layer down through the layers. Now something to note about this transition layer is that it is zoned, so that means it's going to be firmer in the hip area to kind of give you more support there to keep them from sinking too far into the mattress. A little bit softer at the shoulders, so you're going to be able to sink further in there for some nice pressure relief. It's a really nice benefit for these side sleepers out there, so you get that nice side sleeping spinal alignment. Now below the transition layer is the base of the mattress. It is a high density polyfoam. It's a really common material used in a lot of bed-in-a-box mattresses. It's got a quick response to pressure. It's a really firm material, and it's firm because it needs to support the layers of foam on top of it, as well as provide support to the sleeper on top of the mattress. Now, instead of just taking my word for it on the feel of the Molecule M1, I like to run a few tests on every mattress that I review so you get a more objective look at what the bed is all about. Now, the first one is a pressure map test, and it is just like what it sounds like. I put a pressure map down on top of the mattress, lie down in a few positions, and you'll see the results next to me ranging from blue for low pressure to red for high pressure. Now, lying on my back, my weight's evenly distributed, like I said before, and it's pretty much blue across the board. That's what I was expecting here. And rolling onto my side, like I said before, I didn't really feel any pressure point at the shoulder. There is a slight raise into the green section here on the pressure map with the M1. I would say that the blue and green areas for the pressure on these mattresses is actually like a good result on all these beds. If it starts to get into that lighter green, yellow, or even red area, that's when you start to have to get worried. I think that Molecule M1, if you're a combo side sleeper or, you know, a lighter side sleeper, you're going to be pretty happy with the side sleeping pressure relief here. And rolling onto my stomach, again, weight's evenly distributed. You can see it's blue across the board. There's not too much hip sink in my opinion, on the M1. With memory foam, you are going to get a little bit of sinkage naturally. If you are a little bit heavier or a strict stomach sleeper, you might find that it's a little bit more than you're anticipating. But I think if you're a combo sleeper that rolls on your stomach for a portion of the night, you're going to be okay here with this medium firmness on the mattress. Now, another test that I like to run is a bounce test, and basically that's going to tell me how mobile you can be on the mattress. If you have a really bouncy mattress, you're going to feel more on top of it. You're going to be able to change positions without feeling stuck in the layers. Here with the M1, there is a slower response to pressure with that memory foam on top of the mattress, so the bounce is actually pretty low. There's not a ton of bounce here on the M1, so I think you might feel yourself kind of not so much trapped in the memory foam layer, but definitely more sunken into the bed. So if that's something that you're not really interested in, you like to feel more on top of the bed, you might want to look for something with a little bit more spring in it. And finally, my last test here that kind of goes hand in hand with that bounce test is the motion transfer test. Basically, I take a 10-pound steel ball and I drop it from heights of 4, 8, and 12 inches to simulate someone kind of getting into and out of bed, rolling around in the middle of the night. And on the other side of the mattress where you might be sleeping, I put a seismometer down to track the disturbance with each of those drops. Now, this test is basically if you share your bed with a restless partner, how much disturbance are you going to feel on your side of the bed when they start rolling around or getting into and out of bed during the middle of the night. And I gotta say, I was actually pretty impressed with the results of the motion transfer test here on the Molecule M1. I think it did a good job of isolating motion transfer. So if you do sleep with a partner who tends to kind of roll around during the middle of the night, you shouldn't be too disturbed on your side of the mattress. Now, the M1 is not the only mattress in the Molecule line, so I want to touch briefly on the Molecule M2. Now, it's also an all-foam mattress. It is a bit more of a luxury option. With the M2, they did take specific care to include more cooling elements in the materials they use, and I do think it sleeps a bit cooler than the M1. It also has 5 zones in the transition layer as opposed to the 3 zones we see here in the M1, so it's a bit more specific on where you're getting support. Now, in terms of price, it ranges from $1,099 up to $1,949, so it is a bit more expensive than the M1, but if you use the code Sleepopolis, you can save $200 at checkout. Now, before I end the review, I do want to give my pros and cons for the Molecule M1. Now, first up, reasons I would recommend it to you is if you are a combo sleeper. I found that the medium firmness and zone support of the M1 were really nice to provide a good mixture of support and pressure relief in multiple positions. I would also recommend it because I was pretty impressed with its ability to isolate motion transfer. So if you do sleep with a restless partner, you're not going to be woken up in the middle of the night as they adjust their position. And finally, I would recommend it if you're looking for that memory foam feel. Like I said before, even when I was lying down on my back, I could feel that myself kind of sink into the mattress just a little bit, get that nice contouring feeling. If you like memory foam, you're definitely going to be interested in that. Now, some of my complaints or reasons I would say that the M1 is not for you is that I do think it sleeps just a little bit hot. Memory foam does have that reputation of trapping a bit of body heat, so if you do tend to overheat during the middle of the night, you might want to watch out for that on the M1. And also, I would say it lacks a bit of bounce, so if you are someone who likes a really bouncy mattress, changes positions quite a bit, you might want to be careful with the M1 because I do feel like you're sinking into it a bit more than kind of sleeping on top of it. If you are interested in purchasing a Molecule M1, I want to give you a little bit of basic information on that process. First up, there is a 100-night trial period, so you can have it in your home for just over 3 months, deciding whether you want to keep it or send it back. It will ship for free and will arrive compressed in a box, so I do recommend that you let it decompress for a few hours or even overnight before you sleep on it, so you get the full support and feel of the mattress. Now, in terms of a warranty, it does come with a lifetime warranty, which is pretty impressive considering most mattresses in the online bed-in-a-box market have like a 10-year standard warranty, so the lifetime is definitely a bit longer than that. Now, in terms of price, it will range from $599 up to $999 for the king size version, but if you use the code Sleepopolis, you can save $200 on your purchase. So that's it for my review of the Molecule M1. If there's anything I didn't cover, just leave a comment below. Now, if your mattress search continues, Google Sleepopolis and best memory foam mattress to find my full listing there. Also, be sure to check us out on social media so you don't miss any of our sleep news or giveaway announcements, and head to sleepopolis.com for all your sleep needs.